So they're coming to us at 4 o'clock straight up.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're coming to us at 4 o'clock straight up.
Yeah. I understand.
So they're
I
coming
know.
to us
I know.
at 4
Right.
o'clock
Don't
straight
worry.
up.
Yeah. I understand. And
they're
I know.
coming to us at 4
Right.
o'clock
Don't
straight
worry.
up.
Yeah. I understand. And
they're
I know.
coming to us
I know.
at 4
Right.
o'clock.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Be able to pan
I
that way
understand.
and back.
And
They're just
I know.
us
I know.
at 4
Right.
o'clock.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Be able to pan
I
that way
understand.
and back.
And
They're
just
I know.
I know. Right. Don't worry. Just do that. Okay. Oh, don't pan around. Okay, he said don't pan around. Okay. We won't. All right. You have to take my word for it. There's a lot of people in this room. Yeah, definitely. Which is over this shoulder, right? Yeah. All right. That is the... Yeah. They know about that. How soon, sir? Any idea? 1 minute? Do you have how soon? Okay. All right. I'm going to reference that photo there. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Who are the anchors? Is it Micah and Cher? Or is it Glenn and Cher? Just Cher? Is it Micah too? Just Cher? Micah and Cher. Got it. Okay. Thank you. A hush has fallen over the room. Yeah. We're standing by. How close? Yeah. Ask him of what? Okay. Okay, we're on the air. Yeah. Yeah, Mike and Cher, we've been told that it will start at 4 o'clock, so we're straight up at 4 now, so we're expecting any second that we're going to have the sheriff here, John McMahon. He is the sheriff of San Bernardino County. He'll be assisted by one of his deputy chiefs and a captain, but this will be a who's who of law enforcement, including Chief Charlie Beck from LAPD, the chief of the Highway Patrol, and on and on and on. People that have lived through this terrible ordeal for the last 10 days. I think over my left shoulder here you can see that there's a photo. This will obviously be the photo of the fallen deputy who was shot in that gun battle yesterday with we believe Christopher Dorner. One of the big questions on everybody's mind will be, is that Christopher Dorner's body there in the wreckage that burned out Hulk left of that cabin that burned down last night, where we believe he was holed up? We know that his driver's license was found there on the site, but there's no indication yet officially here and here we go. All right, they're coming in right now, so we'll sit down and listen.
Call to order. The sheriff will be responding here in about 2 minutes.
Well, I can tell you right off the bat that just heard there's a 2-minute call to this press conference, so that will be starting in just a couple of minutes now. We are hoping to learn one, the body that was discovered in that cabin up in the San Bernardino was in fact Christopher Dorner. We have every indication, every source.
Now remember, a lot of these members members of the law enforcement community were in Riverside today for that funeral. So again, a very emotional day. In fact, we were handed out a packet with Mr. Speaker's. In front of that, however, there was a long letter telling us to remember that aside from the Dorner manhunt, aside from the investigation, that this is also the department in mourning. So we're trying to keep that in mind as well. I'll show you that photo one more time if we can pan over my shoulder. Again, this was placed out here a few moments ago. This is our first look, I believe, at the
We expect to, certainly, and we hope to. We don't know that we will. There's a slew of enforcement agents that will be here. Everybody from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office, the LAPD chief, the Irvine chief, the Riverside chief.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes. Estamos en My Check 1, 2, 3, chess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
How it happened that this fire took off. As you guys know, going after a long, seemingly a very long chase yesterday afternoon, ended up in a cabin surrounded by police. Clear to me whether or not it was a SWAT team or not, but a fire did ensue. There was reporting that indicated that they wanted to bring in the burners and possibly burn it down. That is not a typical SWAT tactics, and so there are lots of questions about how that happened. I also understand that Mr. Dorner's cell phone went on shortly after he was known again to be out and about, and there may have been some communication with him. We hope to ask that as well as to whether or not there was any communication with Mr. Dorner, any indication that he wanted to give himself up, or did this just turn into after another deputy was shot and killed, this just turned into a situation where deputies were going in to get him. What we understand is they went in with very heavy equipment to tear down the walls. There was gas into that structure. There were explosions that occurred, ammunition going off. They did hear one shot, a single shot. It sounded like a single shot in that structure as well. There was concern for the safety of firefighters who were in there. In the event somebody survived, it did sound for some time. Those units could have escaped into the forest. Sheriff's Department said that they did have the entire house surrounded. They did have helicopters overhead. So there was a lot of confusion clearly in their operation as well. We hope to hear today from the sheriff himself on how this gets played out in literally a minute-by-minute fashion, because it is not typical for deputies to burn down a house essentially in order to get somebody out. Here we go, folks.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming to our 4 o'clock briefing. Before we get started, I'd like to make some brief introductions. With us today is Sheriff John McMahon from San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, Chief Sergio Diaz from the Riverside Police Department, Chief David McGard, Irvine Police Department, Chief Charlie Beck, Los Angeles Police Department, U.S. Marshal Dave Singer from the U.S. Marshals, Special Agent in Charge Tim Delaney from the Federal Bureau of Investigations, Assistant Chief Dan Sforza, State of California Department of Fish and Game, and Chief Bill Siegel, California Highway Patrol. If you have any questions regarding individual or specific questions about their individual investigations, please hold those until the question and answer period. And with that, I introduce Sheriff John McMahon.
Good afternoon. The events that occurred yesterday in the Big Bear area brought to close an extensive manhunt for murder suspect Christopher Dorner. Our deputies in Big Bear responded to the report of a stolen vehicle with a subject matching the description of Dorner. It was later discovered that he crashed that vehicle and carjacked a vehicle in the Angeles Oaks area. The deputies continued searching that area for the new suspect vehicle, the white pickup truck, as well as Dorner. The deputies were able to locate the vehicle, crashed, and Dorner fled into a vacant cabin. As the deputies were arriving, we believe suspect Dorner began firing and ambushed our deputy sheriffs that were responding. Two of our deputy sheriffs were struck by gunfire, one of which was severely injured. Deputy Alex Collins, he's currently at the hospital being treated. He went through a couple of different surgeries. I just spoke to his wife. He's in good spirits and should make a full recovery after a number of additional surgeries. Unfortunately, our other deputy, Detective Jeremiah McKay, was pronounced deceased at 2:24 p.m. yesterday at the hospital. Detective McKay is 35 years old and has been a member of our department for 15 years. He's married and has 2 children, a 7-year-old daughter and a 4-month-old son. He's presently assigned to the Yucaipa station, but had also been a detective at the Big Bear station. My sincere condolences go out to the McKay family. This is truly another sad day for law enforcement. Our department is grieving from this event. It's just a terrible deal for all of us. The folks that are up here with me as well have also been dealing with this suspect's behavior over the last week. We believe that this investigation is over at this point, and we'll just need to move on from here. I will tell you that the deputy sheriffs that responded to this active shooting scene yesterday are absolutely true heroes. There were rounds being fired, as you saw on some of the news coverage. It was absolutely incredible. It was like a war zone, and our deputies continued to go in to that area and try to neutralize and stop the threat. The rounds kept coming, but the deputies didn't give up. Our deputy sheriffs are some true heroes. They're highly trained, and I will tell you that I'm proud to be a member of this department, and our deputy sheriffs did a great job yesterday. Thank you. Any questions?
Oh, you going to take questions now, Chief?
Yes.
Can you confirm, obviously the question of the moment, can you confirm that it is Mr. Dorner, his remains, that was found in that cabin last night?
I cannot absolutely positively confirm it's him. The suspect that we were following and also had stolen the vehicle matched his description. His behavior, based on our deputy's interaction with him inside the vacant cabin, was consistent with Mr. Dorner's activity prior to, and we're not currently involved in a manhunt any longer. Our coroner's division is working on trying to confirm the identity through forensics, and we should know that at some point here soon.
Sheriff, there are lots of questions about how the fire started at the cabin, whether that was on purpose by the sheriff's department to set it ablaze, that was something that happened as a result of the tear gas that was fired in there. Can you explain how that transpired? What happened?
I can tell you that it was not on purpose. We did not intentionally burn down that cabin to get Mr. Dorner out. The tear gas canisters that we used First off, we used a presence when we showed up. Secondly, we used a cold tear gas. Then we used the next tear gas was that was pyrotechnic. Does generate a lot of heat. We introduced those canisters into the residence, and a fire erupted.
There was some chatter that was taught, I guess, on scanners and everything about a burner, and I don't know what that is. Can you explain what a burner is?
The pyrotechnic type canisters are commonly referred to as burners.
Sure. Can you talk about what the area? Have you been there the entire time during this man time, back close to your command post, and was this particular cabin searched during the extensive search that your deputies and law enforcement were conducting for the past several days?
I'm going to ask Deputy Chief Kovinsky, who was heading up the door-to-door search in Big Bear, to answer that question for you.
Good afternoon. During the initial phases of this investigation on Thursday, after his vehicle was found, Dorner's vehicle was found, we did an extensive search of that area. About 80% of the cabins in that area are part-time cabins. We went to each cabin. If there were no signs of break-in or no open doors, we then noted it and moved on to the next cabin. Any other questions?
Do you know if any of your deputies knocked on the door of that cabin or attempted to contact the residents inside?
All those cabins in that particular area, we sent teams of deputies out to check to see if there was any entry and if we could make contact.
Is there anything you can tell us about what happened that morning? I mean, there were lots of questions about whether he was in that condo for days, hours. I mean, do you know that, number one? And what happened to the people that were in there before he stole the first call?
I don't believe that there were anybody in there on Thursday. At the start of the investigation, we don't believe that there was anybody in that cabin. That is somebody that either a rental or the owner.
Did you guys find weapons in either the burned out cabin or the one that he had been staying in? Any sort of personal belongings that have linked Christopher Dorner? Can you talk about that?
You know what? Some of these things are still preliminary, and as the investigation moves forward, we'll have more information regarding those things.
Personal belongings found, though, in that cabin with him?
As I said, some of that information will become available at the conclusion of the investigation. We're still.
He wasn't in the cabin on Thursday. When do you believe he made entry into the cabin?
I would imagine that it could have been Thursday, but I'm telling you, at the time there was nobody renting that cabin.
Did you tell individuals?
We did not find any forced entry.
Do you believe that he picked that cabin because it was close to where the station was, to where the press conferences were happening? Do you believe he was planning another attack, or the shootout just happened because he got scared?
You know, at this point, that would be speculative, and we'll comment on that later as the investigation unfolds.
We spoke to individuals in that neighborhood who said that no one ever knocked on their doors. People who lived there. That cabin was a vacation rental. The people who were cleaning it to rent it out this weekend just surprised Mr. Dorner there. It doesn't sound like you guys were there, and completely cleared that area.
I can tell you that the cabin in question had not been rented out since February 6th. And as I said, there was an extensive search in that area of the cabins. Okay, thank you.
Please. And your date. At this point, Cleveland PIs will summarize the statements made by this department during the press conference on the department website, as well as sending updates via email. I'd like to thank you all for coming. That concludes the press conference.
Yeah. Right. All right. All right.
Let's do a quick stand up. Okay. Tease. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You can. Okay. Take this out of my ear. Okay. Take one. I'm Jim Nash and ready? Say when. Okay. Say when you're ready. You're rolling. Okay. Okay. I'm Jim Nash in San Bernardino. We just had a big